Hello everyone. What I have for sale is this heavy duty linear stage. It's a really nice and heavy piece. This was removed from an inspection machine. However, could be great to use for any CNC application. Actually included to set a heavy routed table on top of it. The good thing about this linear stage is moved through steel balls. By the way, they're about 3/8 of an 3/8 diameter, 12 in each side. They're resting in a steel, so it's no contact with metal in the table. That make this stage very nice. Could be used a heavy loads on top of it with any type of motor, basically stepped motor. Another thing, let me tell you, the dimensions of the table are 10 inches square. The travel is 6 inches, 3 inches per side. So if you move the table all the way, you have 6 inches, and from the center is 3 inches on each side. It's very solid, very accurate, absolutely no play. And the lead screw is 10 threads per inch, standard 10 threads per inch, which could be 1/1000 of an inch per thread. It's nice. The table was inspected. It's pretty clean. Everything is in good condition. Just some scratches, cosmetic details. Some scratches here. The coloration, by the way, is anodized aluminum. The body. The stepped motor doesn't show me any specification. I just know it's a two-phase stepped motor. I have this included a flex coupler. The flex coupler helps to align if is any misalignment between the motor and the shaft of the lead screw, align to avoid any stress. Basically my sell is for the table, but I decide to include the motor and the driver. This driver is made by Daedal. It's just half a step, full half a step driver. HC is half step series step-in motor. So you have this here of switches right there. The switch have some different configurations, which is some are for the current of the motor, one is for the half or full step, the other one is to energize if the switch is off. In that particular case is no movement because it's not energized, the stepped motor. And the self-test. In this case I will use a very common Mach 3. By the way, this driver is built on indexer. The way I designed the wire, the cable connector is to communicate to step direction, to use in Mach 3 or EMC2 or any other software that accept step direction. But you can use the indexer as the regular CCW interface with any display away from computer, you know, command motion by typing in the box for display. However, is what I said is set right now by use with Mac. I make the cable interface with this indexer. I type in indexer, and the other end is for the computer. Both are male because the driver is female, and the parallel port in the computers are female also. So those are males too, but you need to make sure the indexer is going through the driver, and the other end is taped by computer, so it's no problem. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the interface the cable with the indexer is the first step. The second step, this driver is only handle 4 wires, 2 phases, A and B. However, the motor is 6 wires, so what I did is left the center taps of the motor unconnected, and I used the 2 phases. That's the connector. The next step, the connector. The third step is the power. This cell, what I said, my attention is on this stage. The cell for this auction is for the stage, but I decide to include again the driver and the motor. The reason is because I cannot specify too much about the motor, and the driver is only full half a step. One more thing, this is very heavy piece, which is about 29, almost 29 pounds, just the table with the motor. The driver is about 5 to 6 pounds, so altogether will be about between 34-36 pounds packed. Okay, the next step is put the power. See here, the motor is energized, and I want just to use my keyboard. If you don't see, my keyboard is right here. Let's make some test. Let's move forward to the other side. See, I tuning little bit the motor with the Mac. It's very important to tune your motor, because if it's too fast, the speed is too fast, it's gonna stall the motor. It's gonna run. It's gonna lose the step. The more important on the table is not the motor. The motor is probably the less important thing. In this case, the important is the configuration of the design of the table. Any motor can handle this table, but of course good motor helps a lot as well. Let me remove the power. You see it's moving kind of. It's good. So now I want to remove the power. Always remove the power to make any changes. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch the to full step. The way you see moving is half step. Now it's full step. I apply the power, and then it's gonna be faster. Translation is speed is faster. Let's do something. It's very important to use the Mac configuration motor to apply acceleration, deceleration. if I move a little bit the deceleration, I want to do something very, you notice, I don't know if you'll be able to see, this is the way the acceleration, the travel and deceleration. Save settings, okay, and then you want to notice the star with decelerate, accelerate, keep the acceleration and deceleration. This is another thing. We can do even last test. Let's do it more. The highest acceleration, deceleration for this configuration, you will notice the difference. See the step of the motor. Okay, now let's do it with almost basically no acceleration, deceleration, and it's gonna be and let me prove something about the heavy, this type of stages support. I have in here very heavy piece of steel, and it's 20 pounds of weight, believe it or not, it's 20 pounds. Gentle, I want to put in the top of the table. This piece is about 6 inches by 4 inches solid steel, 20 pounds of weight, and it's no problem. The trouble, the same speed, no problem. Why? Because what I said, remember the sign is all the force is rests in the steel balls against the steel. It's not metal to metal, which is very important. Okay, this is the test. The reason I do that test is if you decide to use as a heavy rowdy table, you can use a 10 inches rowdy table on top of this. Okay, so let me just move this one a little bit to show you. This is going all the way to the treble. Basically, that is pretty clean. I inspected that everything is nice. You see the so that's one side. Let's move the table all the way to the other end, close to. I'm not, it's a little bit over until the motor stall. Look, see, it's stalled right there. That's what happened, is the stall. So don't let the motor go all the way to the end. You might need to use limit switches for that. Okay, so it's gonna sell the whole thing for $249.99, and I could accept Bet's offer. Once again, I sell in the table basically, but including the motor and the driver, the interface cable for the driver and computer, the connector for the motor, and the power cord. I include everything what you see. This will be about 36 pounds, so I need to charge like $35 of shipping, USPS parcel post, $249 Bet's offer, and $35 for shipping, USPS parcel post. I may remove the motor in the package. It's very simple. Use a hex to remove the 4 screws and a hex for the end of the flex coupler, because I don't want this damage the package or be a bigger package. A smaller package is easy to handle, so I may need to remove the motor and putting it aside. It's very easy to bring it back, what you see. Well, $249.99 and $35 for shipping. This is the last inspection of the table, but again, it's kind of the coloration and the anodized aluminum scratches around. But notice the table, if you're able to see, the table is pretty flat, pretty nice. No any problem I found in this table whatsoever. So $249.99 and $35 for shipping. I will take some picture, and thank you for watching, and I will be for sale pretty soon. Thank you.